Now, the man in the mask, Christoph Metzelder, suffering from a broken nose. The champions of England against the champions of Germany, both lying second in their respective leagues. Both can qualify for the second phase tonight, so plenty at stake and plenty to look forward to, David Fairclough.
Almost definitely, John, in front of their home fans in such a highly charged atmosphere. I'm certain we'll see a big physical effort from Borussia, and then coming out at Arsenal, I'm sure there will be spaces there for Arsenal flair to exploit.
This is Torsten Frings and now Christoph Metzelder. If Arsenal win or draw, they're through, and even if they lose, they'll still qualify if Auxerre fail to win the other Group A game at PSV Eindhoven tonight. And I hope, needless to say, we will keep you bang up to date with events in Eindhoven throughout the course of the evening. This is Lauren preparing to take the throw for Arsenal. Everton. And through the middle is Lars Ricken. Arsenal split asunder again. It's Lars Ricken off the post. 70 seconds played. Borussia Dortmund a couple of inches away from embarrassing Arsenal again.
Well, the stadium held its breath as Ricken raced through the centre. An ocean of space between Sagan and Campbell, and really he looked to have done everything right. A little bit of a let-off for Arsenal.
Now on the counter, offside given against Robert Pires. The most alarming thing, David, though, was as for Dwight Yorke's goal for Blackburn at Highbury on Saturday, the way in which the much vaunted Arsenal defence was just split open.
Most definitely. Campbell sort of again dragged into the position that he was for that effort by Blackburn, and Sagan really was caught, then he was too far apart, so there was a big space in between the two big centre-backs. But the warning signs are there, obviously.
Dortmund should be in front. We knew this would be a really difficult assignment. Borussia Dortmund are the informed team, along with Bayern in the Bundesliga. The only remaining unbeaten team in the German league. And since they lost at Highbury 6 weeks ago, 6 wins, 2 draws, 15 goals scored and only 4 conceded. Here's Frings. Forward towards the giant Collar, who's beaten by Sigon. Kale got the better of Vieira. Frings. And now Dede, one of the trio of Brazilians. Henry fouled by Sebastian Kale, who's a fairly rugged customer.
Very much so. Took a little bit of a chance right under the nose of the referee. A little bit of a let-off, I think. There was certainly no intention to play the ball. He was well too late. He isn't the fastest of players, Kale.
You mean he's slow?
Apparently very slow.
Pascal Sigon's place, I think, was under threat for this game.
Yeah, I'm surprised perhaps that we did hear rumours that there was a change in the offing. Maybe the power and the physical side of things from Luzhny, I think, might have added a little bit of steel back there.
Pires. Now Henry.
Well, certainly that will encourage Arsenal. Neat build-up. Pires getting on the ball. Nice early touch for him, and obviously Henry seeing a bit of the ball is what Arsenal fans will want to see. He's certainly the danger man. Has been in Europe so far.
Dortmund playing with 3 up front this evening. Collar, Everton and Ricken. Metzelder. And again Sebastian Kale. Kale and Frings and Metzelder and Verns, all current German internationals. But this is a current Swedish international, Freddie Ljungberg, faced by Evan Nielsen. Pires, interesting to see how long he lasts tonight. Henry. Now Vieira had the luxury of sitting out the Blackburn game in the Premiership at the weekend, as he will at Fulham on Sunday. Lauren. Henry. Lauren may come for Wiltor, just ran out of space.
Just a little bit too sharp by Henry, I thought. Perhaps that was an occasion he might have just held it up slightly. It was always going to be difficult to pick out Lauren. The ball was fed quite hard into Henry's feet. Could have just held it up, just brought one or two other players, play one or two other players in.
What do you make of Arsenal's formation, David? It's almost as if Henry's playing as a lone striker with Wiltor to his right and Ljungberg to his left in support.
Yeah, that's right. More 4-3-2-1. I thought perhaps Wiltor might have had the freer role. Instead, he and Ljungberg have been sort of interchanging really in that little area behind. I think there will be at times they will get the ball in there. They will find a lot of space.
That's an offside. It's rare that Arsene Wenger departs from his trusted 4-4-2.
I think there's so many comfortable players in Arsenal's side going forward. Ljungberg, Wiltor, it's hard to accommodate them all.
This is Ashley Cole. And now Henry. Certainly Arsenal's lineup will not be what Dortmund expected. Header away by Metzelder, straight back from whence it came. Henry.
Extremely hopeful. Not a shot he would be proud of.
I think you're being kind.
I thought he was going to clear the netting behind the goal, actually. That would have been some feat.
Vieira very clearly sitting just in front of the back four. Gilberto alongside him. And Ljungberg certainly is getting closer to Thierry Henry than any other Arsenal player consistently. Ljungberg. Perez couldn't quite get there. Verns was first to it. Ricken. Now Jan Koller. Striding across was Sol Campbell for Arsenal. Perez. Ljungberg. Henry. Arsenal have scored in 27 consecutive matches in all competitions. And this is Thierry Henry. And that is Arsenal's first corner of the night.
The pace was right. I think it just got slightly heavy touch on the ball. Gave the opportunity for the defender to come across and cut it out. Certainly the type of thing, the move that we were seeing against when they played against Eindhoven in the earlier game.
Campbell, a late arrival for this corner. Too much swerve and curl from Henry in the end.
Important, I think, that Arsenal try and make the most of any opportunities that they're able to cross the ball in from. It's nice for them to hang on to the ball for a little bit at the moment. They are under a little bit of pressure.
Prince. Fell for Ljungberg, who was seeking and has got a free kick.
Well, that was good closing down by Gilberto, and that won the ball, gave the opportunity to Ljungberg to have a run at Dortmund. Then they were exposed, and it took that trailing leg from Kale to stop Ljungberg.
Took 60-odd minutes of battering away by Arsenal to find a way through Dortmund's mass defence at Highbury. In by Henry. It's gone out for a throw to Borussia Dortmund.
Seems to be delivering those dead balls with some force at the moment, Thierry Henry.
Comfortable place to be a manager here. They have heated seats in the dugouts. Perez. Wiltor. Again Robert Perez. And again Sylvain Wiltor.
Well, he couldn't have done much more from that position. He might have expected Henry or Ljungberg perhaps to be trying to get in on that near post.
Lawrence header. Wiltord. Pires. Ljungberg darting from deep. Henry's up with him. 2 to beat. Good cross. He's heading for Pires and Metzelder got to it first.
We needed an earlier ball by Ljungberg because Vieira had made a great run down the left channel. It was wide open and Ljungberg just put the ball over to that side.
One good thing, David, tonight at least Dortmund don't play in blue.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger will be relieved, I'm sure.
Dortmund, remember, the side that hit the post after 70 seconds of play through Lars Ricken.
He will be kicking himself now, Ricken, because chances like that don't come along too often.
Significant that major key players are back for Dortmund tonight compared to the side that lined up against Arsenal 6 weeks ago. Rosicky, Verns and Ricken, all unavailable through injury that night. Here is Ricken, and now Rosicky, dangerous player. Oh, and just for a moment I thought Seaman might have lost track of that.
Yeah, perhaps the ball just moved slightly across the ground because he thought the ball was going more over to his right-hand side.
Sleight of foot from Thierry Henry. Few better sights in full flow. Oh, it was heading for Vieira. Cut out by Torsten Frings. Now Verns. Ricken. Christian Verns has pursued it. Doesn't often get this far forward.
I don't think he wanted to go, really. He gave Ricken the option. Made a yard for himself, Rosicky rather. I don't think he caught it as well as perhaps Seaman first thought. That's the thing that deceived him.
Frings. Easy for Pires. Couldn't keep it within bounds though. Dortmund have a formidable home record. They've lost only one of their last 16 matches at this ground in the Champions League, going back over the past 6 years. Not like Arsenal until recently, they've got a dreadful away record, only one win in their last 10 trips. Everton. Via Pires to Ricken. Men up in support, Collar wants it early. Frings. Calls for the crossfield ball to Dede. All too easily past Wiltord. They've now hit both posts, and still the ball hasn't gone in. Maybe Arsenal's luck is turning, but the defending isn't. It was woeful.
Well, really, that should have been a goal. That was easier than Ricken's effort. Great ball in by Dede, who's very, very comfortable on the ball, wants to get forward, delivered the perfect cross for Collar. Again, what a let-off.
Hard to believe he missed.
Most fans felt that it was going to go in off the post, I'm sure. From this angle it looked like it had.
Well, it hit the inside of the post certainly, and amazingly bounced out again. Collar so close to a goal in 4 consecutive Champions League fixtures. May still come. Arsenal very fragile. Appeals for a penalty, waved away by the referee as Frings went to earth. And this is Ljungberg. Henry. Up to Wiltord. Lauren. Arsenal extremely fortunate still to be level. Vieira. Too much of a stretch for Gilberto. In nipped Rosicki. Korak. Rosicki. Kale. Retrieved by Ricken. Some of the momentum's gone from this Borussia Dortmund attack though.
But that effort has certainly inspired the crowd, because they've gone up a gear a little, with their sound, and it's terrific atmosphere at the moment.
Henry. Perez. Remember, Arsenal kept clean sheets in their first 3 Champions League group games this season, after going more than a season without one. And they were breached twice by Auxerre, and they should have been breached twice already by Borussia Dortmund. Everton.
Well, this is the chance. Superb cross by Dede, and he only just has to flick it into towards the corner. He's really gone to be trying to be too clever. He just had to hit the target.
You know what? It could also very easily have rebounded onto Seaman and in, coming off the inside of the post as it did.
It was incredible that he stayed out after coming off the post.
Henry. Vieira. Pre-match fires were stoked by Matthias Sammer's comments suggesting that Arsenal were arrogant at Highbury, and he also criticised what he saw as their diving. Not suggesting necessarily that was. Ljungberg has won Arsenal a free kick in a position of great promise.
Well, I think he made the slightest of contact, Kale, more with his upper body than with his feet, I think.
Good enough in the way that Ljungberg went to ground for Sammer again to be unhappy. It's a gruesome mask that Metzelder's got.
Not flattering.
So Dortmund have placed 6 in the wall, Arsenal have added 2. This is Henry, and it's 1-0! And that's what you call playing your get-out-of-jail card. And Sammer down on the Dortmund bench is furious at the award of the free kick. His point has been made again.
Well, there was never any doubt that Thierry Henry was going to have a shot at goal, but it's a fabulous free kick. The big wall as well in front of him. He got the ball over the wall and then it tipped dramatically. Look at the height that it went in as it cleared the wall. Lehmann got nowhere near it. Maybe Arsenal's look has changed well and truly for the better.
Thierry Henry's first goal in exactly 8 hours of play. His second longest run ever without scoring in Arsenal's colours. But it's over now and Arsenal remarkably lead. And no wonder that Matthias Sammer was so angry. He felt that Ljungberg just toppled over. The free kick shouldn't have been given. It emphasised his pre-match point at what he sees as Arsenal's diving tactics. And from the resulting free kick, Arsenal, twice having had their own post struck, take the lead. Good defending by Cole. And now Perez. Foul by Everton on Wiltor. Does Sammer have a case?
Perhaps so. I think the referee was certainly close enough and he will have known how much contact there was. But I don't think Kale actually kicked Ljungberg. I think he more just a little bit of a push, and Ljungberg, knowing of his presence there, I think has gone over.
Lucky Arsenal. Which is not to detract in any way from the quality of Henry's free kick, because Lehmann was rooted to the spot.
He was. How Henry got the ball over the wall and got it to dip so much was quite amazing.
Ricken. Heather Nielsen. Only 4 clubs have ever won here in Champions League competition. Juventus, Ajax, Atletico Madrid, and most recently 3 years ago Rosenborg. The crowd now much quieter than they were 3 or 4 minutes ago. Dede. Everton.
He's looked particularly keen, Everton. He's looked to get on the ball at every opportunity, and he's made some crucial passes and has inspired them a little bit.
Wiltor nearly caught in possession.
Well, it's a great free kick. So many bodies in front of him. They've probably perhaps squeezed a little bit too tight. Give a little bit of credit maybe to Vieira. He did a good job.
Do you think that Lehmann put too many in the wall so he couldn't actually see what was going on?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, could well have done. He didn't move, did he? I mean, you would have expected he might have moved a little bit, at least to his right.
Collar was fouled. Free kick Dortmund.
Well, Segan has been the one who's gone tight to Collars every opportunity. He's been a little bit more forceful than Campbell, taking a little bit of initiative. Collar has to be challenged.
Dortmund have a little genius from these set pieces in Rosicky. They have several others who can strike it. One of them is Collar. Nothing like the quality of Henry's. Here's Christian Wernz. Blocked by Perez. Metzelder. Played all 7 games for Germany in their run to the World Cup final. That's offside. Lars Ricken.
Certainly Arsenal had a lot of bodies back there, and the Arsenal bench really want Arsenal pushing out and putting pressure on the ball.
Remember, a draw, whatever the other result in this group, will take Arsenal through to the second phase with a game in hand. Henry trying to fend off Evan Nielsen. Again it's Segan and Collar, and it falls for Rosicky, who's fouled by Sol Campbell.
He's a tricky little customer, Rosicky. I think Campbell just deceived slightly the way the ball died. I think it was a case of Rosicky being a little bit clever there. He won the foul.
And he'll take the free kick. He's a star in a workman-like team, Rosicky. And there's Wernz.
That was a good delivery, just a fraction too high for Wernz to get on the end.
Sent off recently, playing for Germany against Bosnia in what supposedly was a friendly. Matthias Sammer, who captained Dortmund to that European Cup victory back in 1997. Ljungberg looks mystified, but it is Borussia Dortmund who have the free kick.
Guilty of just coming in a little bit too late. The ball had gone.
Metzelder. Rosicky. Over the top for Everton. Sigon was almost caught out. Collar. Ricken. Ran into trouble. Rosicki. Changing the point of the attack for Lars Ricken. Seaman very aware of where his right-hand post was.
They never really got hold of the shot. Ricken, so many bodies in the way. No angle for him to hit. Well covered.
Perez. Wiltord in the middle. Henry on the flank. Ljungberg also inside the penalty area, and Vieira.
They worked on Henry to get that cross in. Never really had much of a target to hit. Ljungberg, Vieira weren't in the easiest of positions to find.
A glimpse of the substitutes for Dortmund there. Last in focus, Ahmed Madouni, their French centre-back, who performed so stoically at Highbury. Kale. Frings. Verns. Vieira to Cole. Perez.
We've seen nothing dynamic yet from Perez, but he's just easing his way into the game. Obviously, it's a great way of getting back in fitness.
Ljungberg away from Frings. Still Freddie Ljungberg, and now Vieira! He's only ever scored one European goal for the club. Very close to number 2.
Well, good play by Ljungberg. Cruise past Burns. And then was just aware that Vieira was coming in on the outside. Hard shot to pick out with the outside of the foot.
Dede. Collar has his arm upraised. That's where it's headed. Sigon. And now Perez for Arsenal. Good game.
It's fantastic the way that it's gone from end to end. Certainly we felt that perhaps there would be spaces for Arsenal to expose, and they've done that very well. Not seen a great deal of Wiltord, perhaps a little bit more on the right hand side than we were expecting to see, but Henry has figured in a lot of good things for Arsenal.
Frings. Evan Nielsen. Everton went outside. Sigon able to clear as far as Henry. Ljungberg for company. Borussia Dortmund stretched. Burns is a little short on pace, as Michael Owen demonstrated that famous night in Munich. Burns was traumatised for a couple of months after that chasing.
I think all of Germany was traumatised after that one, John.
Sad, wasn't it?
Shouldn't laugh.
Oh, I don't know.
I know, I agree.
Kale. Collar. Kale. He's trying to find Ricken. Perez. Henry. One back by Rosicki. Everton. I don't know whether he wears boots or dancing shoes, Rosicki, at times.
It was a piece of skill to get out of that tight position, but he wasn't fouled. He knew the ball had gone.
Oof. Sammer pointing at Arsenal diving, but his own players do it. Evan Nielsen to Koller. Foul, Seagon, free kick, Borussia Dortmund, and this is dangerous.
I think Seagon can have little complaints. I think he did contact with Koller.
The new streamlined David Seaman sets up his wall. Noise level rises around the Westfalenstadion. One or two firecrackers going off around the stadium. Again, a very big wall. Dede.
Not a great effort by Dede, but great from Arsenal's point of view. Thought perhaps it was tailor-made for Rosicky, but he's leaning back. No problem whatsoever.
Some serious faces around here. Apologies to those who've been with us from kick-off, but for the benefit of latecomers, before Henry's goal, Borussia Dortmund contrived to hit both Arsenal posts without actually beating David Seaman. Frings. Metzelder. Everton. Verns. Evan Nielsen would have won many more caps for Brazil, but for the brilliant Cafu. Dede. And now a Brazilian World Cup winner, Gilberto. Wiltor. Vieira. Now Pires.
Well, that was better by Arsenal up to the end, but they just kept possession a little bit. They made Dortmund run a little bit.
Here's Kale. Dede. Seagon. And Dede was just caught there by Freddie Ljungberg. Kept that hairstyle under wraps. He wore a tea cosy all last week. It's a free kick to Dortmund. There has been a goal at Anfield in the Group B game. Liverpool 0, Valencia 1. Ruffetti with a shot that deflected in off Liverpool skipper Sami Hyypiä. It's a game that Liverpool desperately needs something from. And what Dortmund have here is a throw.
Wiltord now getting back a little bit to aid Lauren to stop that threat of Dede down this left-hand side.
Dortmund unfortunate still to be behind. Frings certainly unlucky to go behind. Verns, Campbell, Vieira, and Henri's given chase, and Metzelder only just aware and not too pleased with the goalkeeper's charge out. That was a somewhat dangerous pass from Frings to Verns.
No real reason for Lehmann to come racing out the way that he did. Wasn't the greatest of play by Metzelder either. He only got the barest of touches off his chest. Would have been a disaster from Borussia's point of view. Henri was closing down well.
Now Everton. Chance for the Brazilian! Well, I think David Seaman's been locked frequently enough by Brazilians, don't you?
Trying to be, it's a hard option to take, the outside of the right foot. Well won by Frings, you have to say. I mean, some goal had it gone in. Just gets under it a little bit too much.
52,000 sellout inside the Westfalenstadion. We have 68,500 for every Bundesliga game here. It does include some spectators who are allowed to stand. Not the case at Champions League games. And building work currently in progress to take the capacity to a whopping 82,000 in time for the 2006 World Cup. We have high hopes of staging one of the semi-finals here. Rosicki. Frings. Evan Nielsen. Collar. Free kick given. Collar down in a heap. Another opportunity for his team, though.
Well, it's debatable whose foot was highest there. Bit fortunate there to get a foul, I think.
Well, whereas with past free kicks there's been a committee meeting, this time David Seaman is threatened primarily by Thomas Rosicki. And there's Collar! Oh, it's gone in! The bounce of Rosicki's free kick defeating Seaman. Sorry to have to say it, but it's happened again to the England keeper.
Well, it was always coming, the pressure that Dortmund were putting Arsenal under. But it's a good ball in for Rosicki. And really, Collar will be annoyed that I don't think he didn't get a touch on it. But the flight has deceived Seaman. Reacted awfully late.
It's Zola against Chelsea all over again. This time I think there was a touch. It may just have come off Gilberto, but even so, Seaman was so late to react.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he waited a long time before he leapt off the ground. Whether or not he thought Collar might have got a touch and sent it the other way into the other side of the goal. It's a terrible goal to give away from Arsenal's point of view.
Well, there's such scrutiny on the England number one at the moment. Consistency seems to have been replaced by calamity. And whilst he will argue, maybe with some justification, that that little touch off Gilberto made all the difference, I think he would have struggled to get to it anyway. The goal officially given to Rosicki, who has now scored against Arsenal in the Champions League for two different clubs. He managed it for Sparta Prague a couple of seasons ago as well. On that occasion too, he beat David Seaman.
Well, the goals come in a period where Dortmund was just beginning to get a grip of the game, control a little bit better. One or two Arsenal players not really figuring in the action that much. Not seeing a great deal of Wiltord, Pires. Vieira's not really been in it. Game has sort of passed him by slightly. Gilberto's not figured in it. It's important that Arsenal get their men on the ball and try and frustrate Dortmund a little bit more.
Arsenal's free kick. There is some heartening news for the Gunners though, as we see the player off whom it flicked, Gilberto, but it really didn't divert the course of the ball very much at all.
It was the slightest of flicks, John, you have to say, just a graze of anything. And really, Collar was the one who should have got onto that ball.
Here's Gilberto. I was about to give you a score from the other group game, which I'll do in just a second. Rosicki. Now Dede. Lauren. In fact, I'll do it now. It is PSV 1, Auxerre 0, which is good news for Arsenal, because if Auxerre don't win, then Arsenal, regardless of their result, will go through tonight. And the goal scorer was Arnold Brugging after 34 minutes. Sigon. Certainly as much as Borussia Dortmund deserve to be level.
Yeah, I think so. Those two opportunities they had were well worked. They have provided some quality. Everton's been a threat. Dede's looked good go down the left-hand side, and more Rosicki has come into the game.
Lauren. I don't want to be unfair to David Fairclough, but fingers are going to be pointed.
I think perhaps people will look and see whether he reacted a little bit too late. He did appear to, I have to say, from my point of view. I think it tells. I think he's frustrated. You just saw the reaction when he kicked that up there. I think that's going through his mind.
Henri. Pires. Good darting break, dealt with by Metzelder on the half volley.
No, Arsenal player really trying to make a good angle for Pires. No real options there. Gilberto was in there, but he couldn't be found. A lot of the Dortmund bodies in there, but Ljungberg didn't work hard enough either to find some space.
Henri to Cole. Cahill, good ball. Everton, and Rickens darting through the middle. Shepherded by Campbell and by Lauren. It's too deep for Rosicki. No shortage of pace on the break for Dortmund.
They're terrific on the break, Dortmund. They have willing players who want to get down that line. Certainly it was Everton started his run a long time before he received the ball. And he had the pace to beat Cole as well at the end of it.
Here's Vieira. Vance got to it first. Evan Nielsen trying to stop the throw. Instead he's got company from Patrick Vieira. And the corner flag worked in Arsenal's favour. Wiltor, chance to set himself and to shoot, just wide.
It was a good effort. He knew that he was trying to find the far corner of the goal. Just didn't curl it quite enough. Great ball by Vieira, great work by Vieira though to present that opening. That's what we want to see from Patrick Vieira, more driving through that midfield, getting onto the Dortmund back four. It's just not fine enough by Wiltord.
Burns. Everton. Evan Nielsen. With results in the two group games as they are at the moment, Arsenal are heading for the second phase tonight. Remember, PSV won up against Auxerre in Holland. And if Auxerre fail to win, Arsenal go through come what may. Frings. Gilberto. Vieira. Arsenal's free kick. Thoughts as we approach half-time, David?
Perhaps a fair result, I think. Arsenal have done well. Dortmund have looked good at times going forward.
Here's Henry. Taking on Evan Nielsen and winning the corner.
Great play by Henry. Had nobody up in support. Just trying to wind that clock down a little bit. Held it up superbly well.
There's Arsenal's goal scorer. Looking forward to half-time, I think. Very deep. It'll be hit by Wiltor! And well hit too. Positive end to a first half that's contained some traumas for Arsenal. Make no mistake about that. There was pace and swerve. Almost deflected off Dede, but it was fairly close to Jens Lehmann. And no great problem for the number 2 German goalkeeper. But 1-1 at half-time. And Lehmann's opposite number, David Seaman, again in the spotlight, beaten by another long-distance free kick. The calendar of discomfort has